Welcome once more to the Contemplative Forest. The detour today is going to be to our usual interminable path. But the days of hot weather, of shirtless walks are almost over because of the fall. So we say farewell to the summer and welcome to the fall. Beautiful. And the fall is very important to me, the autumn. I wrote my first book, a novel, psychological novel, The Man from Autumn, that some of you have read. And I finished it in the autumn of 2004 without plans. My latest book that's going to be coming out soon is The Phoenix Self. And when did I finish it? Now, the autumn of 2022. So it's very important that these synchronicities happen. And what I'm going to talk about today is how to take the autumn and begin to evaluate what I call selfing. And selfing is really what we are. The Buddhists say there's no self, and they're right in one way, because there's no unique static self, but there is a process of selfing. Otherwise you wouldn't know who you are today as opposed to yesterday, or what you're going to be next year. So there is an identity that we have, but it's a process identity, and that is a selfing that I'm going to talk about. So the autumn is a way to reflect and begin to see what kind of selfing are you doing, what process are you doing with the world. And what's important is to understand what kind of interpretations am I putting into that process so I can engage with the world. Is it an interpretation of the world as beautiful, ugly, happy, sad, dangerous, safe, friendly, unfriendly? And that is the default mode that we call in neuroscience, the default mode network, that you use to interpret your world with your processing of selfing. So selfing is an opportunity to know more about that process of yours and forget about, am I this, am I that? You are a process, a beautiful process. And why are we a process rather than a static identity? Because the world is so complex. There's so many different variables that the static wouldn't work. It has to be a moving process, a moving entity to be able to assimilate and discard or accept whatever complex information is coming. So it's very good to know. And in selfing, which I talk about in other audios and videos, it has to come from worthiness. Because if you're not worthy, you're not going to feel very accepting of good things happening to you. You're not going to be given too many things because you don't feel you're worthy of giving them. So worthiness is really one of the foundations of that process. Because a process can have a foundation. And that foundation has to be worthiness. And how do you build that? By beginning to look at what you're valuing in what you do, and what devalues you in what you do. What others value in you and what you do, and what others devalue. And that is the interaction of you and the world. And you have to pay much attention to what you're doing with yourself as far as the worthiness. And what's worthiness? It's really the valuation of what you do, who you are, and that process. So selfing becomes a way of looking into what is the process that you're using to deal with yourself in your internal world, and to deal with the world in your external world. So this is an opportunity to reflect. And go to my, I have many videos. Go to my videos and audios and pay attention. And if you really want more, then go to my webinars and mentorships. But all of this right now is free. So enjoy. And I will say a beautiful farewell to the summer. And I'm going to have to wear shirts in my power walks, or t-shirts first, and then sweatshirts and then jackets because the weather changes. But the process will adjust. Remember, Aristippus was not as well known as Plato and Aristotle, but he was a student like Plato of Socrates. And he said, adjust circumstances to you, not you to circumstances. So that is the word of selfing and the processing of becoming. Enjoy, and I will see you next time. Be at peace.